Jesus Christ, really?
Don't forget to become a member of UnrealEntGaming's Patreon for exclusive manga content and early access. Isn't that right, Seth?
I already joined his Patreon today. Tons of great stuff on there, actually. But did you really have to blow up the city?
Yes.
Blew up the domino. You blew up the dominoes and you're laughing. Do you realize the f***ing crisis here?
And you will be next. Unless you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications right now.
Or else what? You'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours?
Kakarot! Kakarot!
This is without a doubt a very critical and important moment for Goku, especially if he wishes to make it out of this battle against Takira alive. But even then, I can also sense that Vegeta is also locked in a very intense battle against an enemy that is far beyond what he's ever faced before. It is a very dire situation for both warriors here, and unless something changes and changes fast, then I'm afraid they won't be able to pull through, as everything they've worked for will be destroyed.
As our story continues, following the events of Takira being shown putting down Primal Ultra Instinct Goku and having to leave him for dead, as with Goku now being shown struggling to get back up as the Grand Priest and Whis continue to observe, it was only during their observation where the Grand Priest went on to respond, "Since Son Goku is left to fend on his own, failure to answer the count of 10 will immediately result in Goku's elimination unless he calls for one of his 2 remaining lifeline perks to be used." Hold on one moment, Grand Minister, Whis went on to quickly respond. It would appear as though Goku is still moving down there, as it looks like he is struggling to fight to stand back up as Takira approaches. Oh, very interesting, the Grand Priest responds, and it appears like Takira isn't quite finished with Goku now that he's shown moving below, so we will wait and see what comes from this, since it looks as though Takira is looking to engage with the Saiyan again, in which all the while with Goku now shown struggling to stand back up as Takira approaches, that was when Takira went on to respond, "It doesn't surprise me to see you still fighting through the pain in order for you to rise back up and continue, but without the aid of a higher angelic power to face me with, you are finished. You are without a doubt the first mortal to ever come this far in challenging us," Takira went on to continue, "as you are also the first that I am able to see who harbors such angelic potential. However, the path of a true warrior is filled with both victories and failures, and your failure here comes solely due to your lack of understanding and awareness of that very power that you harbor. You will never be an angel by blood, Goku. That much I'm sure you already know, but what about reaching their power? It's the only reason on why I agreed to fight you," Takira continues, "and it was because I saw that very power coursing through you. I could destroy you at any moment that I choose, and I'm sure you know this as well, but I am giving you a chance to do whatever it is that you need to do in order to draw that power that I see sleeping within you out onto the surface so that I may have a worthy opponent to battle in you, Goku." But even then, it didn't seem as though the others were taking very kindly to this, as Budo went on to chime in, "Oh, so he's looking for a worthy adversary and wanting to draw this Saiyan's alleged potential out? But why? Because he's the first mortal to be shown wielding such strength? Who cares? He should be done with the puny creature so that this could end," with Takira continuing, "Budo, Akuma, and Yoshito are the strongest beneath me and the Grand Priest for a reason, Son Goku. You could never eclipse either of them unless you draw this celestial power out. You won't be able to throw me out of the ring or even dream of making me submit while only wielding this primal form of yours. And unless I'm wrong about you, then I will make sure that this battle between us no longer continues as I hand you your defeat. So I will ask you again, are you willing to rise back up and prove to me on why you are worthy to stand among us or not, mortal. I will never, no matter the odds, quit while coming this far, Goku went on to respond, in which within that very moment, as soon as Goku's aura was now shown erupting with Goku jumping back into his Primal Ultra Instinct form, that was when Yoshito went on to chime in by responding, "Whoa, and there the Saiyan goes again with his miracle attempts of trying to fight back again." I don't know if it was what Takira just said that ignited this fire of his that he's letting out, or if the mortal simply still believes that he could still win, with Akuma responding, "Oh, he wants the best out of this little worm, which is why he is still giving him a chance to try and fight back." Oh, this is unlike of him to consider, with Goku now being shown dashing back out towards Takira by shouting, "Maybe this ought to be worthy enough for you, Takira." Unfortunately for you, Goku, it won't be, Takira went on to respond. "I already know exactly what you will do before you do it, and fighting with your pride will only ensure defeat." "Oh, we'll see about that," Goku went on to then quickly respond by attacking Takira with, as Takira then went on to block off Goku's attacks by responding, "This battle should serve as a reminder that there are forces in the multiverse that are far beyond the scope of mortal understanding. Embrace the truth of your mortal limitations if you can't transcend into a higher realm, and give up," with Takira then quickly shown having to counter Goku's attack by striking him in the face, with Yoshito responding, "Hey, do the rest of you see that there? Is it me, or is Takira starting to go for the mortal's vitals? Cause if Takira's starting to turn the pressure on, then that monkey man is finished." Oh, but it won't be, not until Takira finds out if the Saiyan can do what he's asking of him or not, Akuma responds. "Maybe I was wrong about you, son Goku," Takira continues. "It seems as though your potential has been squandered due to your inability to see past your mortal ambitions. Perhaps you are nothing more than just a man who was lucky enough to find himself rubbing shoulders with gods," Takira continues. "And I believe that you had the capacity for greatness, Goku, which was why I wanted to fight you. But your inability to evolve beyond the mortal realm and into something far more for me to contend with is a profound disappointment. And if you aren't worthy to be called a rival, then what good is my time if I'm going to be wasting it on someone who isn't worth me trying against," Takira continues. To which, even despite Takira being shown having to drop Goku on down before having to stomp down onto his chest, where Goku then went on to say to himself, "Oh, this guy is way too sharp and way too strong for me to fight head on like this. How the heck do I do it? How is it that I'm supposed to evolve when I don't even know what the heck he's talking about?" Every battle that you found yourself being a part of has shaped the very fabric of your being, son Goku. But what about these? What about this one? You've broken through one barrier, but how about the other, Takira continues. "The others may overlook you, but that is because they don't see your potential, but I do. Or at least I did. Only angels were ever strong enough to push me into becoming who I am, and my training with them has taught me many things," Takira continues. "But what about you and yours? Did you truly take what your angel has given you in order for you to do the same as I have? Or did you simply overlook what was already in front of you?" Takira went on to throw a punch by responding. "Oh goodness, well, as much as I hate to admit this," Whis went on to chime in, "but Takira is right. I never wanted to simply give Goku all of the answers to his problems, but to just simply guide him into getting them on his own. But he couldn't see what I saw," Whis continues. "And it may also be because Goku is still new to wielding the power of the angels, but, well, we did all that we can do to help." To which, upon Takira now being shown unleashing a barrage of punches and inflicting massive amounts of damage to Goku, it was only just as Takira was now shown doing so where Yoshito went on to chime in, Yep, I think this fight's in the bag. Takira's moving so fast that even I can't seem to keep up with his speed. And if I can't see him coming, then that mortal is doomed," with Budo chiming in, "Yes, crush that Saiyan! He was only ever good enough to be acknowledged within the moment, and now that Takira has his number, he's done for. He should have listened to Whis and not stuck his nose in wanting to call us out for a battle." Well, I'm afraid that the disparity in our power when when compared to Goku's, the Grand Priest went on to chime in, is rooted in the vastness of experience and knowledge that we've acquired over countless eons. And though powerful in his own right, Goku has yet to master the delicate balance of angelic and celestial harmonies. My power, as an example, comes as a result of my deep connection with the celestial realm and my ability to tap into the raw energy of creation itself. Goku, I'm afraid, has yet to understand this and reach this point in his life, the Grand Priest continues, which is why he is no match for Takira nor worthy of being labeled as a worthy rival to Takira's power, with Whis responding, "Oh, please, Goku, don't let this be the end of your journey." To which, upon Goku now being shown having to be left defenseless and having half of his body now being shown dangling from the stage, was when Takira went on to respond, "I see nothing more coming from this mortal if he is unable to evolve any further than where he currently is, Grand Minister. You may count him down and out for this battle, for he has nothing left," with the Grand Priest responding, "Very well then, the countdown shall begin, and if Son Goku fails to answer the count of 10, shall be officially eliminated from the tournament," the Grand Priest says. To which, in the meantime, as this was shown happening, when then venturing on over to Earth and seeing as to how Cooliza was now finally confronting Master the Ultra Ego Vegeta, as with neither of the two being shown having to back down from the other, it was only upon Cooliza being shown addressing Vegeta where Cooliza went on to respond, "You have been a thorn in my side now for decades, Vegeta, and I truly hope that you've enjoyed your time as being the prince of a dead race of monkeys while it lasted. You don't appear afraid, which goes as far as to show me the influence that Lord Beerus has had on this evolution of yours," Cooliza continues, "but he will soon be dealt with after you. And just so we're clear, you do understand that your ability to try and separate my fusion by using your forced spirit fission won't work on me since I am much stronger than you now, right, Saiyan? So you can forget about trying to split our merger because you have no chance of winning. You primitive beast, can you even comprehend the power that you are up against right now? You couldn't even begin to dream to compare to me, monkey," with Vegeta responding, "And do you think that's supposed to scare me now that the two of you are one? If anything, this makes destroying you both now even more worth my while, especially if it means crushing two birds with one stone. Now doesn't it, fusion? I don't need to separate your fusion in order for me to win. I have a few other tricks up my sleeve that I'm going to save for you. So you may be stronger than I am at the moment, but you know as well as I do that it'll only be a matter of time before I blow right past you and rip the two of you fools apart. Call it a battle of tenacity, if you will, Cooliza," with Cooliza being shown looking at his arm by responding, "Tenacity, you say? Yes, how interesting. Well, while you continue to ramble on in your own self-delusion, I'm more curious about what this body of mine can do and the amount of power that I can exert from it," Cooliza continues, "since this would be the first time that we are forced to use this body in combat. Correct me if I'm wrong, Vegeta, but the other half of your pathetic friends, including the guardian of this world, Dende, are all still up there, are they not? Well, I don't want any more of your little friends to get in our way during the course of our next and final battle. Do you understand? You and I are going to battle without any more of these leeches getting in our way," with Vegeta having to question, "Wait, what are you talking about? What are you going to do? There are none left to oppose you, so leave all of them on the lookout out of this and focus on me and me only, you coward. I'm the one you're after, right? So leave the rest out of this and fight me. You have no business getting the others involved if this is our battle," Vegeta went on to then continue. "You seem a bit confused by what I'm trying to do here, so allow me to make this as clear as I can to you, Vegeta. I am going to eradicate your allies, every last one of them, until there is not a trace of either of them left. Why? Because that is what I came here to do, to destroy you all, starting with yourself and Goku. I don't care about this planet or any of its pathetic creatures who live on it, and that so happens to include your friends. My goal is to make sure that none of you ever cross me ever never again. And I will do what is needed to carry out this act, Vegeta, with Vegeta responding, why you? You are just as big of a coward as Frieza was when he tried to destroy this planet when he was resurrected. You wouldn't dare. All you'll be doing is digging your grave much deeper if you try, Vegeta continues. So now turn that ball of energy towards me and let's do it. Try and destroy me if you think you can, you weasel. But then, it was only during Vegeta's plea where instead he wanted Cooliza to attack him, where Cooliza instead had gone as far as to fire a gigantic energy blast towards the lookout, as Cooliza went on to respond, I don't need to try because I'm going to destroy you sooner or later anyway, you barbaric little destroyer monkey. But not before those pests on the lookout die first as a measure of my plans falling in line, Vegeta. Oh, damn it all, no, Vegeta shouts, to which within that very moment, as a gigantic explosion was now seen in the sky with the entire lookout now being shown destroyed, it now looked as though Cooliza had taken initiative in catching on to something else, as Cooliza went on to continue, you have no idea how badly this is going to end for you, Saiyan. And now that they're all dead, it's time that we clean those two up from below as well. They would have died sooner or later against us anyways, Cooliza continues. Now do make sure to move out of the way because I want you as fresh as you can be when I rip you to pieces. And with Goku nowhere to be found and with Piccolo and Gohan dead along with the others, you are left all alone with no one to help you against me, Vegeta. This is the end. But then, it was only just before Cooliza could act on his promise in destroying both Piccolo and Gohan to where Vegeta had gone as far as to dash towards Cooliza by shouting, oh, like hell it's going to be, not if you die first, you coward! To which as soon as we then see how Cooliza had gone on the defensive, that was when Cooliza went on to respond, well, you're actually willing to fight to save those rats from dying, huh? You will not be what decides our fate, Vegeta. If it means getting you to fight me without resorting into going after those who aren't even involved, then I'll do it, Vegeta went on to then quickly respond. You're not scared of what's about to happen, are you? Do the two of you have any idea on how fusion even works to begin with? Because I have faced countless enemies in my past who were just as foolish as you are to fuse, and guess what happened in the end, you freak? They were all destroyed, Vegeta went on to then shout by attacking Cooliza. Slaughtered in battle just like you'll be, you spineless excuse for a warrior. Very interesting, but your past isn't anything to be proud of, Vegeta. You were never truly the one to ever lay claim over any major opposition whom you've faced before, Cooliza continues. Even when you had your moment to destroy Frieza when he returned, you still felt short of hitting your mark. You always depended on Goku and he always depended on you, but what are you both when you're not together? Vulnerable little ants beneath my foot is what the two of you are, Vegeta. You and your race of apes have foiled my plans of universal control for the last time, and I will not have either of you get in my way to stop me again. You think we didn't study you before we came onto this rock to take your life, Cooliza asks. We made sure that we did everything that we could to make sure that you and your friends never stop us again. Even if it meant temporarily injecting your DNA into our bodies to make sure that you all die, we did it. Your god of destruction will only be a god for so much longer until we get a hold of him, Vegeta. And once we do, then we will become gods of these worlds, not him. You should have died a long time ago, but I guess history had other plans for you and I, didn't it? I'm calling your bluff on this so-called ultimate power of yours, Cooliza continues, because just like you, it'll only shine within the moments before its fire completely dies. But even despite Cooliza being shown attacking Vegeta before having to proceed in throwing his body back down onto the ground, Vegeta even then, despite having to take such punishment, had refused to go down, as Vegeta went on to stop himself from crashing on down to the ground by responding, "Or so you would have thought, you freak! This power only amplifies my desire to tear your head clean off your body." Oh, his power just shot up, Cooliza went on to say to himself. But why? He should be starting to decrease despite the ability to heal himself slowly. So why isn't his power dropping back down? In which, before you know it, as soon as Mastered Ultra Ego Vegeta was then shown having to dash back up by punching Cooliza in the face, that was when Vegeta went on to shout, "What is your fusion compared to a true Saiyan warrior who fights alone? Who fights with the willingness to die on his beliefs while you resort to cowardice tactics? I could never be compared to the likes of you," with Cooliza responding, "You little pest. You're forgetting that I am also getting stronger thanks to the serum that I've taken with your DNA in it. And this destroyer arrogance that you preach about must have been passed down onto you from Lord Beerus, since he acts and carries himself the exact same way, you dirty little monkey. But this time, I doubt that your body is going to be strong enough to hold out on these. And if they pierce through your flesh and tear you into pieces, then so be it, Vegeta. Since you're so tough and thirsty for battle," Cooliza continues, "then choke on these, you animal. If you die, then you die." In which, upon that very moment, with Cooliza being shown firing down multiple death beams directly at Vegeta's body, even then, despite all of the tremendous punishment that Vegeta was enduring, that was when Vegeta went on to then say to himself, "Oh, these beams are too sharp, but I must fight." Just look at you struggle, destroyer monkey. You can't be crazy enough to believe that you could take much more of this and survive, do you? Do you truly think you're invincible, pride monkey? Do you? I can do this all day, and sooner or later, your body will start to break and your house of cards will come crashing down, Vegeta. Resist as much as you'd like. You'll only be destroying yourself in the process, and I'm going to be right there soaking it all in as you crumble. To which, surprisingly enough, that was exactly what Vegeta was doing, as he was from that point shown making his way ever so closer towards Cooliza, as Cooliza went on to continue, "Not even Goku would have been this stupid to try and tank all of these and expect to walk away unscathed. But don't you worry, because when I end your life, his will be next. And with great pleasure too." To which, finally, as Vegeta was shown having to get close enough in attempting to throw a punch, it had become fairly evident now that Cooliza was beginning to get the better of Vegeta, as Cooliza went on to continue, "Oh, what's wrong, Vegeta? Is my overwhelming power starting to irritate your precious god of destruction ego you've grown? I will do to you just as Frieza did on planet Namek before you were thrown in a hole to die. But the difference, though, will be that I will be taking my time with you. Yes, time. Time, which is something that you don't have much of, you dirty little slave monkey." To which, upon Vegeta's body now being shown having to hit the pavement below, that was when Cooliza went on to continue, "Let this be the beginning, Vegeta. Let this be the beginning of the end and a warning to all those who dare to oppose me. Did you honestly believe that your race of Saiyan warriors were the only ones who could adapt and become stronger over time? Has history not taught you anything, Vegeta? You try time and time again, and where does it ultimately bring you? It brings you right back to square one, where you first started," Cooliza continues. "You Saiyans are no different than Sorelians or any other race of slaves that exist in this universe, but soon, this will be my universe to rule over, and I will make the rules and carry them all out as I see fit," Cooliza continues to shout. "No more Saiyans, no more Earthlings, no more Sorelians, no more gods of destruction, nothing. Only me, one rulership, one power, one army, and one supreme god king to rule over everything. Everything will be ours, Vegeta. Everything as you know it to be." Now, I'm rather curious on where Goku currently is as he's fighting the so-called 5 strongest. There will be no 5 when all that will remain will be 2, Cooler and Frieza. And combined, there will only ever need to be 1, the only one that is needed. You are just a puppet, and your strings are slowly being cut without you knowing. But then, it was all of a sudden to the shock of Cooliza as he was beginning to hear Vegeta's voice come from below, where Vegeta went on to then respond, "Are you done yet or what? Because you're more annoying to listen to than Frieza was before he joined bodies with that stupid brother of his. You look a bit taken back, so what's wrong, Vegeta questions? Surprised to see me standing back up and ready for more? Good. That's the look that I wanted to see come from you. The look of confusion and dread. But just remember one thing, the longer this continues, the worse this will get for you." As it was only right then and there now during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse manga chapter number 53 special then comes to a close. Now this is it. For those of you that have been waiting for quite some time now to see what Goku's next evolution is going to be, well, to that you can only expect for the upcoming manga chapter, which will be that of manga chapter number 54, to be that exact manga chapter that you guys have been waiting on now for quite some time, which will also be made available right now on my Patreon for those of you out there who are members to see. So you do not want to miss out on this upcoming celestial evolution from Goku, in which he is about to wage war against Takira with. But on top of this, we also have Vegeta's continuous battle with Cooliza and so much more coming your way, to which I do encourage for all of you guys to become a member of my Patreon today if you guys want to go on ahead and see this and also gain exclusive access to RPNGs, soundtracks, and so much more. Patreon.com/UnrealEntGaming, to which I will go on ahead and leave those links located down in the description box below and pinned comment section below as well, because now this is it. We are nearing the end of this story, which I've said this time and time again. Whenever the story of the top 5 strongest in the multiverse concludes, that does not mean that it is going to be the end of this entire story as we know it, because way down the line, as I've said this on my Patreon, I will be confirming and creating a sequel to this story. So to that, you do not want to miss out on anything that's about to happen, because I can only promise you this, that moving forward, things are going to get very, very spicy, and I think you guys are really going to like what we have coming up next. So again, I want to thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Thank you all so much for your time, to which once more, if you also just so happen to be new to this channel, then I do encourage you all to head on over and smash that subscribe button, on top of giving this video a big fat thumbs up by smashing that like button down below. Tune back in for more, and with all that being said, I want to thank you all once more for watching and for your patience, time, and support, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy, everybody, and have a great day. Peace!
Hello! Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi!
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.